So both of them on that score, they are wrong. The second score that is wrong, please, with due respect, how many court orders has Wike himself respected of people that he goes ahead, that they have a court paper, and they have an initial agreement, he will turn their pack around and take it? Didn't we talk about the story of those two young girls here? Didn't I challenge the senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Falono, about it? How many has he respected? See, let's not deceive ourselves. Wike has acted like a god over the land in Abuja, and he forgets that you're not going to be FCT minister forever. Before you, Rufai, he did his own. He still left in the end.
Focusing on reactions, trailing the dramatic public confrontation between the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, and a military personnel on Tuesday. The incident unfolded when soldiers, reportedly acting on orders from a former Chief of Naval Staff, forcibly removed FCT development control officials who were enforcing a directive to halt the development of a plot of land in Abuja that the minister described as illegal. Let's take a look.
You know what I'm saying here? I'm former. It's order. Yes. It's not a government order. He has no power. Former. Okay, can I tell something?
Sir, let me request to enlighten you. So there's no such thing as a former vice admiral.
Okay, thank you very much.
Vice admiral is vice admiral.
It's not an officer now. He's not serving the government. Even if he's serving in government, this is government property. Show me the document you have. You have no document.
So what documents?
Bring the document.
You have documents and everything has been submitted, sir.
Excuse me, I'm the minister.
Yes, sir.
You cannot tell me. You cannot tell me that. We cannot continue to act in this impunity. Where the approval even to build? You cannot continue this way. This country cannot continue along this line. How can that man at his level, even if he has a problem, he cannot reach me and say, look, I'm sorry, you see what I have. You will send soldiers to intimidate who? We are all from this country. And this is government. You cannot be higher than any government. You cannot be carrying gun to intimidate people to not to do their work. Let me tell you, if not going to chief of defense staff who spoke to me now, you could have killed everybody here. No problem. I'm not one of those that they can intimidate. I'm doing my job.
We are not intimidating anybody.
That's what you're doing.
The civilian, the engineer mobilized to site, and then staff or workers of FCDA look at the to intimidate them.
No, listen now.
That is threatening them. And that was when the admiral gave the order.
He cannot give order against government.
Because the papers are complete and he said it's submitted.
Are you the one, listen, you know the problem you have. Are you the one that will say, paper, show me that you are, first of all, show me that government gave you this place. Two, show me that you have an approval to build what you are building. It has nothing to do with, I'm a vice admiral, I'm a lieutenant general. That is not it. We must work according to law. We must work according to law.
We forwarded it to me.
And to who?
No, everybody don't tell like this. Don't tell like this. Don't you try it. Like, don't try it. Don't try it like this. No. Don't try it. Don't tell me. Don't try it. Don't tell me I'm lying. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I'm more than you. Look at you. Don't intimidate me. Who are you? Who are you? I don't know what I just to call and complain.
Stop this here. Stop this.
How do I address him? How do I address him? This is not professional. It's not professional. You can't be pressing the minister of this.
The man took Lara, we will not allow going on the chief of naval staff, and then you to carry line.
Sir, everything was acquired legally.
Will you stop
and so
that?
You get it.
Will you stop that?
Sir, I'm an officer, I have integrity.
Shut up, your mouth, good officer.
I will not shut up.
Will you get out?
Sir, I won't shut up. Sir,
I was in school, you're not in school.
Sir, you can't shut me up.
Will you keep quiet? Give me a big food.
I'm not a fool. I'm not a fool,
You can
sir.
shoot anybody like that.
Sir, I'm not a fool.
Who are you?
I am not a fool, sir.
And for the time I graduated, you were primary school.
I'm acting on orders.
For which order?
Call me a fool.
You will see whether you love it here.
Sir, you can't call me a fool.
Go
I'm
on,
an officer. I'm not a fool, sir.
You will have killed everybody here.
No, we won't kill anybody. We won't kill anybody.
So intense. Oh my goodness. Well, speaking to the press after that confrontation, Wike accused the military of intimidation, insisting that the occupants failed to provide valid acquisition documents or building approvals when challenged by development control officers.
I don't understand how somebody who attained that position and see that he has a problem cannot approach my office to say, look, this is what is going on, this is what is going on. But simply because he's a military man, he could use that to intimidate Nigerians. I'm not one of those kind of persons that will succumb to blackmail or intimidation. And you can imagine where you cannot even prove where are the documents. And the director of development control is there. I said, look, I was there. I said, bring the documents. You don't have the documents. Bring the approval for building. You don't have it. And how can we continue to allow lawlessness to prevail in this country? What about those who don't have the military? What about those who don't have security? It has gotten to a level where when government officials are carrying out their job, you go and bring security to intimidate them against government officials. I will not accept that.
All right, Wike has said that he had contacted the Chief of Defense Staff and the Chief of Naval Staff, both of whom assured him the matter will be resolved. I mean, reactions have trailed. Ayo, the name of the naval officer who actually called these military personnel to get rid of those people that were developing the land.
Yes, so that's Vice Admiral A.Z. Gambo, retired.
He's retired.
He was
naval
former
officer.
Chief of Naval Staff. I think he served 2 years ago.
So he's
retired
not
but not tired.
He's retired but not tired.
He is retired but not tired. But you heard the officer there saying that he's not retired. Once a naval officer, if you can correct me.
Yes. So we can use the word ex Air Vice President. So you can use retired.
You can use retired, but you can't say former.
Yes,
okay.
former.
All right.
Yeah.
We're unraveling
But
so many
educated.
things. Yes.
Educated.
Let's take some reactions because reactions have trailed. This person wrote on X, classic case of he who lives by the sword dies by the sword. Wike thinks say na fubara. Anyways, power isn't loud. Wike is not used to getting a no. That's why he thinks he could intimidate an officer that probably already had him in mind. These are soldiers. He could have just spoken to his superior instead of trying to intimidate or even use foul language. Now, he ended up embarrassing himself. Now, I got this comment on WhatsApp, and this person wrote, what does the law say? This is Wike versus Nigeria naval officer. We may be happy that Wike met his match today. We may even say them serve the food of intimidation where himself they serve others. But regardless of our personal opinion, the law is not emotional and will never be. Under the law, a military officer does not have the right to intervene in land dispute matters, talk less of stopping a minister from inspecting a land. Under the Land Use Act, the land ownership belongs to the governor of the state, of which Wike is equivalent to in the FCT. Land disputes are civil cases, and even the police doesn't have the right to intervene until there is a crime, like fighting. The basic responsibility of the Nigerian military is to defend Nigeria from external aggression, maintain the territorial integrity and secure the borders, suppress insurrection, and act in aid of civil authorities to restore order under specific conditions and presidential directive only. Any attempt by a military officer like what we saw today to assert jurisdiction or forcibly intervene in a non-military land dispute is unlawful and an abuse of power. That military officer and whoever sent them on that mission needs to face punishment for acting outside their legal jurisdiction. It is an insult to our democratic ruling to have military officers sent to protect ordinary land, a civil case for that matter. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. Rufai is already screaming, I disagree.
Totally.
Okay, so I'll come to you, but
Yes,
before I come
yes.
to you, let me take a statement as well. The former Chief of Army Staff Toko Buratai has condemned Wike's confrontation with the soldier, describing it as a threat to national security that demands an immediate apology. In a strongly worded release, the former army chief said Wike's public disparagement of the uniformed officer transcends mere misconduct and represents a probable threat to institutional integrity. Well, let's take that statement right now. Can we pull up that statement? It says, a minister's verbal assault on a military officer in uniform is an act of profound indiscipline that strikes at the core of our nation's command and control structure. It deliberately undermines the chain of command, disrespects the authority of the commander-in-chief, and grievously wounds the morale of every individual who serves under the Nigerian flag. Buratai argued that such actions erode the foundation of discipline upon which Nigeria's national security apparatus stands. He dismissed suggestions that the incident was political theater, calling it instead a reckless endangerment of national order and a clear indication of undermining the federal government's authority. The former army chief demanded that Wike immediately issue an apology to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as commander-in-chief of the armed forces and to the officer whose honor was violated. He insisted that the nation's security must come first and called for decisive action rather than politics of military bashing. I mean, we've gotten two different reports to balance this story, Rufai. But, you know, this Buratai's intervention adds another, significant military voice to the growing controversy surrounding Wike's confrontation with the soldiers. Your thoughts before we take more reactions?
In the words of Nyesom Wike, if he didn't dare, he didn't dare. He never. Why I disagree with that first message you read is the fact that, do you know that the FCDA had sent security personnel to go harass the engineer working on the site before? It was in reaction to that the army now sent people there. So that analogy was wrong. The FCDA at first used force. And it's in reaction to that they brought another level of force. So you can say, oh, violation of laws and everything. But it is in reaction to that. So both of them, on that score, they are wrong. The second score that is wrong, please, with due respect, how many court orders has Wike himself respected of people that he goes ahead, that they have a court paper, and they have an initial agreement, he will turn their pack around and take it? Didn't we talk about the story of those two young girls here? Didn't I challenge the senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Falono, about it? How many has he respected? See, let's not deceive ourselves. Wike has acted like a god over the land in Abuja, and he forgets that you're not going to be FCT minister forever. Before you, Rufai, he did his own. He still left in the end. Wanyo.
Meaning?
Please, be gently. Do it.
Speak evil as well.
Do it slowly.
All right.
The third point is, you now got there. You claim that you have called before. You had called the man superior. Why was that the show? It's because you wanted to intimidate him. But the man refused to be cowed. Yerima refused to be cowed. And please, those that are trying to skew narrative, Yerima didn't insult the minister.
All right.
All he said is, stood his ground. How can you call somebody a fool and you expect him not to talk? The next thing, you are a boy. Just like one minister was calling me a boy the other day, small boy. The next thing, I was already after I finished school before. Is that the bone of contention?
All right.
Please, like I said, the Hadiza Bala Usman's index should be released to the public so that we even have a ministerial code and screening.
All right.
We can't just have all sorts of things happen like this now.
Rufai, you have more opportunity to speak. Let's take